Yo, welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Great League Fossil Cup, and as the leagues have rotated, we're going to try out a new team. So we got the Escavalier paired with the Jellicent and the Shadow Poliwrath in the back. Here we have the Bruxish here, which is kind of an interesting pick. They are dealing confusion fast move damage. They go for the Psychic Fang, going for the debuff. We are going to be able to resist that, so we tank the first one. We go for this drill run here. Will it get the shield? It does grab a shield, so they are looking to try to get to another Psychic Fang. The Psychic Fang here does force us to use a shield. They try to snipe our energy right there, and luckily we do survive one counter, and then we go into our Jellicent. This Jellicent here will be able to beat this Poliwrath. They go for the Icy Wind. This is a shadow one, so it's only going to take one Shadow Ball debuff plus some additional damage here. It looks like we are going to need to get to another possible Surf after some fast moves here. We're going to tank this Icy Wind again. It does debuff us, but that's still okay. We're going to go for the Surf from this range. It's roughly 15% health, something like that. We go for the undercharge because we know that we can survive the next move again, and we are able to farm some more additional energy. So that's not bad. They use their Reggie, but then we have our Shadow Poliwrath right here. This is going to be a close call. Are we going to be able to farm down this Bruxish before it takes us out with these confusions? One confusion goes through. Luckily, we are able to take them out. And now we just gotta throw this dynamic punch here, even though they probably still survive. Yeah, they barely survive, but the ensuing counter does take them out. So GG Star Fun able to win that game with the Shadow Poliwrath, just getting a ton of energy, firing off the dynamic punch, and able to farm down that Bruxish. All right, next game, let's see what we find. So it is the core. The core would be the Jellicent and the Escavalier. And then our Poliwrath is just a Gentleman's for now. Okay, our opponent here is going to have to think about tanking this move or shielding here. This Arrow Ace does take him out because it is part flying. So, they just leave. So GG Star Opponent, they probably didn't realize we were running the Arrow Ace version. Escavalier can learn so many different charge moves these days. It's kind of hard to tell, but the ones that we're rocking now are the Arrow Ace and the Drill Run. So here we got another favorable matchup. Expecting them to switch out. They go into their Lucario, and we're going to go into our Poliwrath here. Look at these counter damage chunking away after this Lucario. We are going to throw up a shield because no matter what, they would be able to do some big damage. And now we have a ton of energy on the Poliwrath. I don't think they can come back in with the Ferris Thorn. Okay, they do come back with the Ferris Thorn. Interesting. So they don't want to see this Poliwrath at all. Going for this dynamic punch here. Huge damage. And then we do get the farm down as well. So this Poliwrath maybe is going to sweep. Nope. They do end up having the Poliwrath in the bag themselves. So we're just going to fire off this Icy Wind here. It's their last Pokemon. Either way, we need to get them to use some shields or get some debuffs. We do get the debuff from this Poliwrath. They have a ton of energy. They're going to throw a move here. We're going to allow it to go through because no matter what, we're going to be able to survive it. And then we're going to force them to use some energy or get the KO right here. This Arrow Ace will KO if they let it go, and that's exactly what happened. So GG Star Opponent able to win that game. Once again, with that Poliwrath, Shadow Poliwrath rocking the Fossil Cup right now. And but the energy advantage is kind of lethal right now. So unless you see like a Jellicent, it's pretty tough. All right, another Poliwrath here. We do have the Escavalier. We are going to be able to get to this Arrow Ace first before they get to the move. So we're going to decide if they want to shield here or not. They decide to shield here. And looks like they're trying to just farm a ton of energy. We're trying to get to another Arrow Ace because we would be able to get to another Arrow Ace. Our opponent here does end up going for the Scald. So the Scald right there doesn't debuff us, but it would have taken us out. We go for the Arrow Ace right here. It does grab that second shield. We do have the Jellicent, and they have nowhere to throw this energy apparently. So they're going to use some energy on this Jellicent. We're going to be able to tank this easily. Scald doesn't get the debuff, so we're looking very good here. We're going to keep farming. We are going to have to tank another Scald. Does get us into the red, and then we're going to switch out into our own Poliwrath to get an energy head start. It looks like we do see a Bronzong. So Bronzong here is going to be using a lot of confusion attacks. Luckily, we do have this dynamic punch right here. Neutral damage doesn't quite KO, but the ensuing 2 counters takes it out. So that is amazing by that Poliwrath. But unfortunately, they have a Cradily in the back. Cradily here is going to be able to potentially take us out. Let's see. Does this Shadow Ball take them out, or are they going to be able to farm us down? Let's see right here. Shadow Ball barely doesn't take them out, so GG's to our opponent. Unable to beat that Cradily. That Cradily in the back. Kind of unfortunate that we didn't have any more counters go through to get it low enough with our Escavalier or our Poly. Alright, here we have Pelipper versus the Escavalier. Even though they're dealing more damage, we'd rather see it here than against our Poliwrath. So we do have a shield, which is great, and then our opponent here potentially has Hurricane Energy, but we're going to let the first one go. It ends up only being the Weather Ball, so we are going to be able to reach another Aerial Ace here. This Aerial Ace will not KO, but it gets them into the low yellow, and we have no choice but to go into our Jellicent right here. Jellicent is going to have to... Oh, they switch out into their Ludicolo. Wow. Ludicolo here is going for those Razor Leaves. It does a ton of damage, but we are able to reach an Icy Wind right here. They decided to let it go, and let's see what they bring back in. Pelipper is brought back in, but they're going to have to expend some energy right here. Weather Ball does take us out, unfortunately. And at this point, we've got to make a call. Is this going to be the Hurricane or is it going to be the Bay? We decided to throw out the shield. We do shield the correct Hurricane. And now we're just going to look for the farm down. What do they have in the back that they don't want to see or switch out? Ends up being the Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn here has a chance to still beat us, even though we have this energy advantage. So they do shield the first Shadow Ball. Our opponent here is going to be able to get to another move. We don't know if it's Thunder or Power Whip. So we're going to throw the shield right here. Either move would be super effective. One Power Whip does get thrown. And now it's a CFP tie. Unfortunately, unable to win the CFP tie. And then they're going to be able to throw another Power Whip right there to take us out. So GG's to our opponent. Tough way to win that game. Tough way to end that game right there. But check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.